So today we discuss your transportation algorithm to solve your transportation problem. Yet we have studied your transportation problem, convert your transportation problem, your linear programming problem. If it is your unbalanced, we can convert that into a balanced problem. Now we discuss your transportation problems solutions. So how we can get the solution of your transportation problem. So in the first step, we starting with your basic feasible solutions. So basic feasible means your solution means solution we are needed to find out. Feasibles means it should be a positive. Basic means it has some property which I discuss in coming topic. Normally for the basic you must have your variables. At most number of variable is your number of row, suppose m is row, plus number of column minus 1. So if your number of variables are m plus n minus 1 at most, then you say solution is basic. So if it is more than that, it is non-basic. So we needed to go for the basic feasible solution first thing. So to find the basic feasible solution, we have three methods. One is your northwest corner method, least cost method, and Vogel method. Any one of these three you can use to find out the basic solutions. Once you get your basic feasible solution, you needed to optimize that. Optimize means we find the optimal solution. Optimal solution means we find the minimum cost for that solution. So that we can try with your solve with your Modi method. Full form is your modified distributed method. It is also called UV method. So definition of basic feasible solutions. So as we discussed in your previous example, this example we have studied in last lecture, we convert that into linear programming problem. So to convert in a linear programming problem, if you see, we find your minimum z, minimize your z, and we have some constraints. So if you see here, we have the number of variables, total variables here, I into j, that is 3 into 4 is 12. So we have the 12 these x's, x11, x12. You may cross check, or you just multiply number of row, that is 3, number of column, that is 4, that are 12. So if we have the 7 constraint, you see here we have the 7 constraints here. So if these are the 7, we are able to find out the 7 variable out of these. So that 7 variables means your basic variables. Remaining all we considered 0. Maybe you studied in your simplex method also. So now what we have do here for the basic solutions. So here it says ki the basic feasible solution where m sources or n destinations has at most m plus n minus 1 non-zero xij. So that is m plus n minus 1. So number of row plus number of column minus 1. So that means in your previous example, we have 3 row and 4 columns. So 3 plus 4 is your 7 and minus 1 is your 6. So number of basic solution or your basic feasible solution containing 6 variables only. So in previous example, we have 7 constraints, 12 variables. Since S1, S2, S3, D1, D2, D3, D4 all are equal. So in that problem, we decrease by constraint by 1. So we require the feasible solution. Why we decrease by 1? We consider we have the 7 constraint, but we say now the program contain your 6 constraint if we want the feasible solution. So that is your number of row plus number of column minus 1. So we use this one. So now we have the 3 methods for basic feasible solution. One is your northwest, least cost, and Vogel method. So first we study or discuss your northwest rule. It has some algorithm. The step 1 says that first assignment is made in the cell occupy the upper left hand corner of the table. So if we have the square box, so we assign first this table, we assign some value. How we assign that value? That the maximum possible amount is allocated here x11. The allocation here we give you x11, which is minimum of a11 and b11. So what is a1 or b1? These are your value or your requirement is called a1, a2, and a3. And the availability in your factory in your table is b1, b2, and b3. So first we check your what is your minimum value of this a1 and b1, which that minimum value we assign here in your first as a first assignment. Now if suppose a1 is minimum, we subtract a1 from this b, and that is your a1 b1 minus a1. We assign some that value here. So what is step 2? If your b1 is greater than a1, move vertically downward, because if a1 is less, this completely we fix here a1 is your less than, so we go to this next table, this one. Make the second allocation of the table is x21, which is a2 b1 minus x11. So we can try to understand this in a table, so in an example only, so that you can get a better understanding, I think. So I am starting with your example only. So again, after that we can go for the algorithm. So initially basic feasible solution by using northwest corner rule. It say start with your left corner, this left corner. So this is left corner. So if you feel this as your table kind of thing, so this is your left corner, right? First left corner. If you see here, this value is your 5, this value is your 7. So the minimum of this 5 or 7 is your 5. So we assign that minimum value here. Once you assign this value, it means from your factory F1, you send the 5 units to warehouse W1. So W1 warehouse require 5 units. So once you send the 5 units, its requirement is complete. So this warehouse now have requirement 0. And this factory, it sent 5 units. That means now it has only 2 units left. Okay, hope so it is clear. So if you see in an algorithm, the first line say that the upper half left, you assign something. What you have to assign? Check the minimum value of your A1 and B1. So we check the minimum value and assign as your X11. As in your example, this assignment is your 5, because in A1 it is minimum. So we cross this. Now next assignment we go to as 2 unit also required to this factory. So we go to this column, next right side column, right? So algorithm says now for this point you again check the balance availability at this factory and the requirement of this second warehouse, this W2. So if you see here, the requirement of this is 8 unit, but at factory it has only 2 units. So we give the 2 unit, or we send 2 unit from the first factory to second warehouse. So if you do so, your factory capacity is goes to 0, or the requirement is still required by the warehouse 2 is 6 more units. So now similarly go downside, as your 6 unit more required to warehouse 2. So that 6 unit we are trying to send from this factory F2. So check again here 6, and here it is 9. So go for the minimum value. The minimum value out of 6 and 9 is your 6. So we give 6 unit, or we send 6 unit from second factory to second warehouse. So if we send so the requirement of this warehouse is also complete. So this requirement is also fulfilled. Now we are available here 3 more unit in second factory. So now we go toward the right side of this assigned cell. So next assigned cell is your this one. So we needed to assign some value here. So we assign the value which is minimum of the row and columns. So the here row means your factory capacity is 3 and requirement of the warehouse is 4 units, but we are able to send 3 units only, so we can write here 3. Now this factory sent all the items, so it's
सर ये कैसे पता लगा रिक्वायरमेंट 4 है?
Requirement is not 4, it is 4 here. That means requirement is 7 of this warehouse. 7 is required.
Okay, sir.
Or here your availability or capacity of this factory is your 3 unit now. So we are sent 3 unit only from this second factory to third warehouse, because more than this capacity he are unable to send the na? If he has only 3 units, so see, he is able to send the 3 unit from this only.
4 नहीं बचना चाहिए था सर.
So after sending the 3 units,
4 तो नीचे बचेगा ना.
So requirement of warehouse is your 4 now.
4.
After receiving these 3 units from the factory to warehouse W3 also require 4 more units, right? So for that 4 more units, we check this requirement of this 4 we trying to fulfill with your third units. So the third units F3 factory is capable to send the 18 units, but warehouse require only 4 units. So we assign here the 4 units. So this requirement is fulfilled, and the factory has sent 4 units. So it has now is left with your 14 more units. So if you see for this now, fourth warehouse requirement is 14.
Equal हो गए तो.
Yeah. So factory F3 capacity is your 14. So we fill 14 here. That means we send from this factory to warehouse this. So we are left with 0 capacity of this and 0 requirement of warehouse. So we have sent everything to all warehouse. We fulfill all requirement. So it should be same. If you check here, in the starting we need you to check the 7, 9, 18, that is 34, that is capacity of factories. 5, 8, 7 and 14, that is also 34. So this question, this problem is balanced problem, as our requirement is of warehouse are 34 and the capacity of all factories are also 34. We start the question only once your these requirement and capacity should be balanced or same. If it is not balanced, first we try to balance that. So to balance that, we can add the dummy. So that we already discussed in previous lecture. So we just go through with the algorithm again. Achha, one more thing you can see here, this like the steps, we fill first, then right side, then down, then right, then down, and then right. So we goes like step form in your this northwest. So always in northwest you see like this kind of shape, or it may be possible this kind of shape, right? So you can check if in starting our your this capacity of this factory is less than this. Here it is 7, requirement is 5. So that's why we go right side. If it is 3, then it's complete in first step. 3 we write here, then in that case the warehouse requirement 2 unit is more we require. In that case we go downside. So the shape is converted in this form. So this we can check here, right? So if we move vertically down, in the first case, if B1 is greater than 8.1, in that case, we allocation go to X21, and similarly, if B1 is less than A1, we give your allocation in your X12, like minimum of your A1 minus X11. This minus sign because we deduct here in 5 unit from 7 in the first step. So next minimum we check from the balance values, that is 2 here. So we go the allocation in cell 1, 2. Similarly, in same procedure, same step, we can give all allocations. So if B1 and A1 are equal in some cases, then it's your choice. You can go right side or downside. It's your choice. Now in third step, it says start from the northwest corner of the transportation table. Repeat the step 1 and 2 until your all requirements are fulfilled. As in your this example, we fulfill all your requirement. So at the end, we allocate 5 units. That means first factory send 5 units to warehouse first. Factory F1 send 2 units to warehouse 2. And what is the cost of this? Cost is already given in table. In first location it is 19, in 7 location it is 30. So how we can calculate the cost? You know that the cost into number of unit, that means 19 into 5, 30 into 2, 30 into 6, 40 into 3, 70 into 4, 20 into 14. So this is cost, or that is your initial basic feasible solution. That is your feasible basic solution. So after solving, you get similar kind of the table. In this, we instead of cutting, we write here 2, right? So you can complete this like I have explained you in a single table. You can do like cutting your 7 into your 2. Then if it complete, then again add write this as 0. So after solving, the final table you get is this one. So corresponding value, if you multiply, that I already say, is called your initial basic solution. That is your cost. So solutions are, is first location, your value is 5, that is x11. This is x12, that is 2. This is x22, the value of variable is 6. x23, value of variable is 3. This x33 is 4, and x34 is your 14. These are only initial basic solutions. So similarly, you multiply all these corresponding value with your cost, you get the transportation cost. In this particular example, it is 1015. We may try one more example. First you need to check what is the sum of this supply. So these offices supply 34 units, second office can supply 15 units. So this is the capacity of these O1, O2 to supply, and these are the demand of your factory D1, D2, D3, D4, that is your 21, 25, 17. And these are the cost per unit delivering from your O1 to D1 is 1, O2 to D2 is 5, O1 to D3 is your 3, O1 to 4 is your 3 respectively, right? Now, first of all, you need to check whether this is the balanced problem or unbalanced. So you sum all these. If you sum these, you needed to calculate this sum. 4, 5, 9 to 11 plus 9, 20. 2 carry, 2 plus 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is 80. So here also you needed to check 1, 5, 6, 6, 7, 13, 7, 20, 2 carry, 2, 2, 4, 2 carry, 6, and 7 and 8. It is 80. So this is balanced problem. If your problem is not balanced, first you try to convert that into a balance, then you need it to solve. So after that, in your northwest rule, you first assign some value
सर
here.
कन्वर्ट कैसे होगा, कन्वर्ट कैसे होगा बैलेंस में?
That we discuss in coming problems when we have the some
okay.
example of the unbalanced problem that we discuss
ठीक है,
later on. So in a balance, you need to check what is your demand here. So if you see demand and supply, the minimum value, demand is minimum, that in these two, demand is 21, factory has capacity 34 units. So it means he can send only 21 units to this. So we can send 21 unit to this. That means it's converted into a 0, its demand is fulfilled, and its capacity decreases by 21 units. So we just subtract 21 from this, then we are left with 13 here. Now it has more capacity, so we go right side in a table to check this location, that is location number 1, 2. If you see here, its demand is 25 unit, but we have the capacity is your 13. So we send the 13 unit. So if once you send the 13 unit from the first O1 to your D2, so its O1 capacity is complete. Now here you decrease this by your 13 unit,
12,
you're left with your 12. So now here for this, go downward. So see here 12 unit, it is your 15 units. So you decrease this 12 into a 0 after allocating here. So we allocate here 12 units. So we left with here your 3 units.
3 unit.
So try for this right side, go side, right side, we check here 3 and here we have 17. So we allocate here 3 more units, sorry 3 units. So now it left with your 0 here, and here it left with your 14. So now go downward in a table. So at this location you check
12.
So we, yeah, very good. We'll allocate here your 12 units. So we are left with, in factory O3 is 0, and here we are left with your 2 only. So
17
so here we allocate your downward, go downward in table. Here we allocate 2 units, so it is 0, and this is your 17. So we go right side in a table, always you are left with 0. So we allocate 17 here. This
0.
demand is also fulfilled, this capacity is also fulfilled. So that means we require to complete the demand from these factories only, right? So if it problem is balanced, this should be same in the last point, right? So here your first solution x11, this is 21, x12 is 13, x22 is your 12, 23, this is just a location, xij, everyone know that matrices, right? So this is third and third, so this is x33, which is 12, so it is 4 3 2 4 4 is your 17. So after allocating this, you can just multiply these two, that is 21, 5 into 13 is your 65, 3 into 12 is 36. After multiplying and adding all these, you can find your total cost. So that is cost is in cost, and these solution which you calculated like 21 allocated 13, 12, 3 in your above table is called the your solutions, and total cost is this. So these are the initial feasible solution. So another thing I want to mention here, why these are called the feasible solution. So if you see here, number of rows are 4, O1 to O4, and D1 to D4 are columns. So number of row are 4, m. Number of column are your n, that is 4 plus 8. If you see decrease by this 1 minus 1, so it is 7. So if these allocations are your 7, then you say solution is feasible also. We may calculate here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are 7. So if these are the 7, so we say the solution is feasible. So we can find feasible solution by 3 method. First is north corner method, which I discussed here, right? So remaining method we can discuss in your coming lectures. Okay, thank you so much. So
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir,